The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of RMCOnAir.com or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
See what you go through. Put my lighter in the air. The truth is you're beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now put your lighter in the air for us. Everybody singing together, sing a new song. Put your lighter in the air for love. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Many mighty ships are sailing.
Microphone check, 1 2 1 2. Here we are, Sonny Wells Show, Big D, Dewan and only filling in for my man Sonny Wells. Sonny, wish you was here, but we holding down the Fizzort. So we got a nice little lively panel right now. To my left, we're gonna let everybody introduce themselves. P, put it down, Diddy.
Yeah, Pierre Daniel, the historian. Sonny, we certainly miss you a lot. You know Smitty, my main man. Can't wait till you get back, and shout out to Sun Lady as well.
From the core, the Earth's core, the body core, Cordell, go.
It's Cordell Sr. coming to you. Just bringing you the common man's view on the issues at hand.
And then drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen, particularly ladies. There is Gary Gaspar, international bon vivant in the house. Gary, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much. We miss you here, Sonny. Wish you were here, man. Can't wait to see you soon.
Now, KC, tell it. Go, you on.
Oh, I'm on. Casey Austin. Just appreciate the opportunity to be on the air with y'all.
All right, he's a protege. He's the young. He's the future. That's what.
He don't want to say he just returned from China.
Just landed, just touched down.
We want to talk about that, man. As a matter of fact, there's going to be a little international flavor. And sitting to my right is Bobby Glanton Smith, whose book I cannot put down. Real Men Do Not Play. Bobby's in the house. Bobby. Matter of fact, let me hold it up right now.
There you go.
One of my heroes right now, the Gym. You can spell it G-E-M, or you can spell it J-I-M, but it's Real Men Don't Play. And he's got everybody in here from Sam Watson. Oh, man, we're going to get into this a little bit later. Lionel Hollins, we were just in an event last night with him and Byron Scott. So we got a lot to talk about. We just left an event from Team Pacquiao gave a party. As the world knows today, it is official. Finally, everybody has been waiting for the fight that many wondered would ever happen, and that is Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. The date is May 2nd. It's going to be in Las Vegas. And, thoughts, round table.
Well, first of all, it's going to be at the MGM Grand. They announced it around 3:30 today. I feel as though Mayweather is pretty much going to give him a schooling. Pacquiao's a decent competition, but they're getting the tail ends of both their careers, and I think that regardless of who wins, I'm sure it's going to be a rematch clause in there. So I'm sure they're going to go at it again, regardless of who pulls off. But I feel as though Mayweather definitely has the upper hand, and I think he will ultimately prevail. Oh, and switching gears right quick, I want to also give a shout out to the great Jerry Tarkanian and
we're gonna save that. I talked to my brother-in-law.
The great Jerry Tarkanian.
Yeah, my brother-in-law played for him, man, in Fresno, and he had a lot to say, man. And I'm gonna put that on the table, man, down the road. Cordell, what's your thoughts about the fight, man?
I just heard about it 1 hour ago, and I met Bobby outside informally. And we were talking about it as I was walking up here. And I'm glad it happened finally, and we'll see. We'll see,
Gary, thoughts about the fight, man? Matter of fact, I'll say this, man. As far as pre-fight parties, man, the one that Team Pacquiao gave tonight was pretty nice, man. It was at the El Rey over there on Wilshire, right up the street from the Screen Actors Guild. Right. Very nice, man. You had an invitation, but I know you swamped. But man, it was nice, man. Gary?
I'm not going to comment really on the fight, but I just want to see Sam Watson.
Oh, the voice
That's
of
all I wanna see.
Sam Watson.
my boy,
Like you
man.
pointed out, Sam
Yeah.
Watson was the voice of the Joe Weekly
that's
Run,
right.
Shoot, and Dunk League before Sonny Wells. So that's a really big deal, man. And I'm saddened by the fact that it took so long for this fight to happen. I would have liked to have seen, a younger Pacquiao when he was hungry and unbeaten, and the whole 9 yards. And and I really do feel as though, that Mayweather missed the boat. I mean, history, it will always be an asterisk by the time that you just put this thing off for so long before you finally stepped up at the plate. The accusations about drugs and this
How
and
long
that.
have they actually been going at this?
Dude, man, we've been wanting to see this fight,
it's
man,
been
for
At least 5 years.
10 years.
10
At
years,
least,
man.
Yeah.
It's
10 years we
eight-
wanted to see
8
this
to 10
fight.
years.
That's right,
Yeah,
about 10
man.
years. That's right.
And Floyd has been, according to everybody that has a microphone.
It's his fault.
Yeah, he's been running. And part of the commentator has been that Floyd wants to be undefeated. And that,
Right.
he's even, and this is what I don't like, has just popped off at the mouth as though he's better than Muhammad Ali if he can retire
no, there's no
undefeated.
way, man.
But this is from Floyd. Now, I understand boxers and their promotion and the whole 9 yards.
Right.
And I understand everybody is supposed to believe that they're the best. But there's certain things you just don't have to talk about. You don't have to vocalize. Even if you were asked, you can find a way to be, diplomatic about it. And respectful is the word. And for him to finally, step up, and engage my man who he's not going up. I mean, Pacquiao's going down in this particular time in his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's the thing about boxing, man. Anytime two people get in the ring, you never know what can happen.
Right.
You never know what can happen.
Well, you have to respect a guy of that caliber, man.
Yeah, and Manny works.
Pacquiao's
He works
no
hard.
joke.
He works hard.
No joke.
Now, I heard he had a major dispute with Mayweather with Bob Arum. I heard that was really the major sticking point there.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's your
really
career, look, if you're an actor and CAA gets in the way of you getting an Academy Award, then you switch over to William Morris. It shouldn't be about your agent and your manager running your career, man.
Right.
And as another footnote, man, I think about the fact that I played basketball in the Philippines, and so did Gary. So, I love the Philippines. And when I was a little kid, when I was playing, Manny was a little boy, and so I love Team Pacquiao. But the thing about
Were
it
you
is,
guys playing there at the same time?
No, Dewan's a little older than I, but we have pretty much the same pedigree coming from Crenshaw.
Shadows.
He's been pretty much as many worlds as I've been in. Man. I've traveled the world, and I think Dewan is.
I was a trailblazer. I was the first one in there. I was a full frontal
You're
assault.
the original. You're the original trailblazer. That is the truth, dude.
Now, which years were you there?
But I played in the Philippines. I want to say 81, 82. But here's the thing, though. I was talking to Team Pacquiao yesterday, and I was like, you know what, man? Let me ask you a question, man. Because Bobby, my man sitting to my right, he wrote this book and he's got Sam Watson, and I know he factored into the equation about making this fight happen. Mm-hmm. And so I said, man, has anybody ever broached the subject about a celebrity basketball game between Pacquiao and Mayweather? And they said, no, Scott, that's never come up, man. Nobody's ever talked about that. And I said, well, what about it? He says, man, he would love to play against him, but if it, because of the fight, that would be a distraction.
Right.
That would have to be something that would be done after the fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, what about a three-point shooting contest? And Pacquiao's team went off. They were, are you kidding me? Manny will kill Floyd Mayweather in the three-point shootout. Set that up. Make that happen. We want that right now. Can you make that happen? I said, man, I'll make some calls, dude, but that won't be a distraction. No.
I just can't get over the image. I'm trying to remember who Pacquiao fought. The name escapes me right now, but Pacquiao was, it's like he was sleeping in the ring. He got cold knocked out by Pacquiao.
Well,
Marquez
got, but in my opinion, he was winning that fight.
No, we saw that fight.
Yeah, in my opinion, he was winning that fight.
He was winning that fight.
He was winning that fight.
He was on his way.
And then he just
he stepped into it.
And I mean, and it wasn't like he was trying to hold. It was a battle. That was a good fight.
Right.
Pacquiao was coming in the close, and he stepped right into that punch, and he went straight down.
He did, man.
There it is again. You guys talking about anything can happen. Anything can happen. He was winning that fight. He wound up losing that. So again, anything can happen.
And he didn't have to do that. He didn't have to be the aggressor. He could have just coasted and on 9 yards.
That's a style.
But he went at it, man, and he got put to sleep. But
he sure
now,
did. I'm like,
now Floyd ain't the kind of guy to make those kind of mistakes. Floyd's gonna Ghost Rider on you. You know what I mean?
Well,
but you never know, though. You never know.
It's going to be a couple of clinics. They're going to put on two clinical battles.
I'll say this, man. I mean, hunger, and Manny is hungry. Floyd didn't make the announcement. Actually, now it can be told. These guys signed a while back. But nobody made the announcement because all the press was about Mayweather at the All-Star Weekend having all the stripper parties and the girls coming in and out, and it wouldn't have been appropriate because that was the star of the story. He had his own private DJ. He had all the chicks in the club. So you can't make an announcement that you're getting ready to fight, for the World Championship in a few months, and you just, throwing out thousands, making it rain all over the place. That just doesn't seem like you're hungry and you're professional.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So whereas, what's Pacquiao doing?
Right, now let me
You know what I'm saying?
Here's my question to you, though.
He's Bible studying and.
Here's my question to you and the panel. Do you think that this fight can be the best fight in history?
No question.
The biggest.
No question.
Well, here's my thing. The only way that I believe that it can do that if it goes the distance.
I mean in terms of
Doesn't go
growth,
the distance, I don't believe that it has the potential to be the greatest fight in history.
Are we talking from an entertainment standpoint?
Exactly.
Entertainment.
Right,
I'm not talking about dollar sign. I mean
okay.
the true boxing fan.
Oh, I don't think so.
Now you're getting into the question of heavyweights versus different weight classes.
Well,
because some people.
I'm just talking about literally
a great
this
fight.
be the greatest fight in history because we've had some doozies. We've had some.
I don't think so.
If it goes 5-6 rounds and somebody gets knocked out, that's as great as going 12 rounds.
Yeah, because I remember that Hagler Hearns fight was I think that was fight only went like 3 rounds, but that was one of the best
but they
fights.
blew each other
That's
up
what I'm
in
saying.
3 rounds.
Right,
That was nonstop. You know.
Right. That's what I mean.
Who was it? Ron Lyles and
Ron Lyle and Ken Norton.
Ken Norton. That was a bruise.
And that's when they used to go 15 rounds.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Which one did you say, Bob?
That's
in my
the great.
opinion.
That was the greatest.
In my opinion. But Sugar Ray had some doozies too now.
Great.
So, but and that's another thing. It's a sad state of affairs to see the boxing world where
it hasn't been a big fight like this since Evander Holyfield and
would you say Riddick Bowe?
Hey, but on that note, we're going to take a little break and we're going to come right back at you.
What's your style? Curly? Straight? Wavy? Or maybe you like it natural? Introducing Secret Styling Hair Care Products by Smith Products Company, LLC. A complete line of hair moisturizers, shampoos, conditioners, and an assortment of other hair styling aids formulated for today's fashion-conscious consumer. Enhance your style. Get the secret.
Are you a diabetic? Need some energy? Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Need to quench your thirst? Try Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, the only energy drink named suitable for diabetics by the American Diabetic Association. And it's now available with no calories, no carbs, no sugar, and no fat, and a smooth, natural blend of energy, vitamins, and minerals. Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink is the healthiest, best-tasting energy drink around. For more information and online ordering with free shipping, please visit hiphopbev.com. Remember, Pitbull Sugar-Free Energy Drink, suitable for diabetics, great for everyone.
All right, we're back. Hey, I
have a question for you. What do you think? Mayweather's take is going to be on this fight?
As far as financially, or what is the point of view?
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. I mean, what's your guesstimate? At least $300 million.
I think it was 200.
Oh, okay.
200 out the door, and then maybe another 50 million from just little side deals. You know what I mean? And but the way he spends it, that'll last a week, right?
Well, if he's winning or not. If he's winning or not at the casinos.
And there'll be a rematch no matter what.
So, no doubt.
That's true.
It'll be 3 if they could squeeze it out.
There would be a rematch.
And then there's it publicized that Pacquiao, man, he's so giving, and there has been some issues, but he has some tax stuff and this and that, man. And at one point, dude, he's like really up against the wall in a lot of disrespect. So
right, this fight secure, this fight secure that.
it should be able to do that, man. Right. But at the same token, though, man, I can't. Let me put it to you this way, man. When you hungry. Gary can tell me, I learned this at Crenshaw, man.
You want to eat.
You could be in the games, and, well, I can't say at Crenshaw that's ever happened, but after I left Crenshaw, when I played it, we could be in a game when you're losing, and it's just not your day, and you kind of are mailing it in, and then other dudes start talking, and then pride steps in.
Thank you.
If pride steps in, I don't care what's going on or who's doing what, pride is a factor. You know what I'm saying? And so, but hey, this is one, man, that I look forward to because there's 2 different skill sets. And I'm not like a real aficionado, but I've heard individuals talk about maybe Manny's a southpaw. Is that the deal? And
not to my knowledge, is it?
No, he's a southpaw.
Yeah, he's a southpaw. And Floyd,
has trouble
he
with
doesn't
southpaw.
Look forward to fighting southpaw.
Yeah,
so
most people don't.
But you practice against that. You train against that. So hey, man, I'm not going to Vegas to gamble, but I'm gonna try to get there to watch the fight. But you never know, man. Hey, next topic: Tarkanian. We had on this show with Sid and Pierre Robert Smith not too long ago, and he was part of that team with that averaged something like 118 points a game.
Yeah.
Led the nation in field goal percentage, and they played Hecka D at the same time.
Final Four.
1977, I think it was.
Oh,
Final
man.
Four.
And Robert didn't miss a free throw all year.
Shot 96% from the field.
You mean from the free throw line?
From the free throw, excuse me,
right,
96%.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
and so, but anyway, dude, my brother-in-law played for him in Fresno, and my wife was talking about when Tarkanian came to the house to recruit them. My mother-in-law didn't know who he was and this and that, but he's the type of guy, man, that just he was a brother at heart. He loved brothers, man, and he was.
That was from way back.
Yeah, and he understood that cats needed to get paid. If you need a car, your guy needs a car. Get him a car.
We were talking about this the other night with your brother-in-law. I think he was misunderstood because he loved so many black athletes. He stood in our corner even when we made mistakes, and this because one of the guys that played for him is the guy that I went to school with, Michael Johnson.
Yes, Big Mike.
And Big Mike made more than many mistakes, and he still kept him around. But Mike led the nation in rebounding that year. He field goal percentage, and
Reggie Theus was on the squad too.
Reggie Theus was before that, but I'm just saying, the way that he was with the black athlete that came out of the ghetto,
no question,
is probably because he took so much flack from the media. Because he stood by them, and you have to respect that, man. For a white guy to come from nowhere to take all these guys out of their element and win championships with them.
And on top of that,
he loved them after. He just loved them. I mean, all I hear about, I didn't play for the guy, but he recruited me. Yeah. He recruited me when I was a saddleback. I played for Mulligan.
Okay.
And he came down and saw me when I was with McGee, kept playing with Kevin McGee, and I was serving Kevin McGee, and he's like, who was that kid?
You talking about UC Irvine, Kevin McGee?
And UC Irvine, that's right. I went to saddleback for that year and wind up hurting myself, but then eventually wound up going to Mississippi State. But I could have easily gone and played for him at UNLV because that's how, this is what he saw. His vision was, give me the best athletes I possibly can, play the style of basketball that we play, grind it out, and let the cars fall.
Right, one of his best players that he ever coached, he's actually up for the nomination for the College Basketball Hall of Fame. The great Ed Ratliff, who played for Long Beach State.
Okay.
Right. Now, I think he'll probably get in too. He was a two-time All-American at Long Beach State. And Tark had great success long before his Fresno State days.
Oh, of course.
Long before his UNLV days.
Of course.
Long before his Long Beach State days. You know, he was a great coach on the JC level.
He was at Fresno JC, wasn't he?
No, he was at Pasadena City College, as well as Riverside City College, where he won state championships. And on top of that, even on the high school level, he was a great coach.
What I respect more than anything is just the way that he handled himself around us and vice versa. How he made the black athlete around him become something, man. Because if you look at Stacey Augmon, who had gang affiliations, and he came out of that to rise above all of it. You look at all the other players that played for him, and they all loved him. They respected him.
They loved great Tark Kennedy.
And here I am. I never played for the guy, but just through the stories and what I've heard and what's been done through his legacy, you can't help but respect that, man.
No doubt about it. He went deep into the hood, long when it wasn't chic or vogue to do so, and going after players like the great Raymond Lewis from Vernon Day. Even though he didn't get him, but so many great ones. I mean, I'll never forget when he said that if you give me Ed O'Bannon, I will give you 2 national championships. Now, right around that time is when the NCAA really came down on him hard in Vegas, and they forced him out. But Ed O'Bannon did sign with UNLV. But they let him out of his letter of intent, and he went on to UCLA and won a national championship. Because he knew what Ed was going to come to his brother Charles and Sean Tarver and so many other great players. I mean, so many, from Elbridge Hudson to Dwayne Poley to even Marcus Johnson was
Eddie
about
McLeod,
to go to
Eddie McLeod.
even Marcus Johnson was about to go to Long Beach State.
Look what he's left already on TNT.
Oh yeah,
Greg is sitting right there doing his thing right now. You know, Greg Anthony.
Oh yeah,
that's a testament itself.
You know what? I got one, man. I was out on the golf course, man, in Long Beach, and you know, paired with a guy, man, and we're out there. I think like hole number 4 or something, and the guy's talking about he used to play basketball, and he said he played at Long Beach State when you know Tarkanian was there. I'm like, yeah. So they were retiring Ed Ratliff's jersey. And he says, you know, I went over to Ed Ratliff and I said, I wore the same number as you. And he said, Ed turned to me and said, you sure left a whole lot of points in this jersey. There's a whole lot of numbers left in this jersey for me. Thank you very much. And I was dying laughing, man. That was hilarious to me, man. But yeah, man, Tark the Shark, man.
Yeah.
He was a guy.
Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace. He was definitely one of the great.
And he beat the NC2A.
Oh yeah. He won the lawsuit.
He beat them, man.
He beat them, and
you know what I'm saying? He beat them.
Won $2.5 million against, gave it to charity.
You know, hey, NBA, man. Last night I went to a little thing, man, with Byron Scott and Hollins, Coach Hollins. It was a really nice event, man. And it was at Barack Obama Global Preparation Academy. These guys, man, signed every autograph, took every picture, hugged every kid. You know what I mean? They were there until closing, man. The true testaments, man, of, you know, like, you know, what pros are, man, and trying to have an impact, man, in the community, man. And it speaks volumes because that school is under such scrutiny. You know, just because it has a president's name, man, it just doesn't get the support it's supposed to get. It's as though they want it to fail. You know, the API scores are down. I think they've gone through 3 principals in the last, you know,
Is it an LA Unified?
It's an LA Unified school. It's an LA Unified school, and it's right there on Western and 47.
Where would you think?
You know, which is riddled with prostitution up and down the street.
We understand how that is.
You know, and so for them to come back and give to the community, man, and do stuff like that, man, you would. You know, I just want to mention that.
That's a noble thing.
That's noble.
You said Western and 47?
Yeah.
It's right around the corner from the house, man.
Yeah.
But there's something
it's a beautiful school, beautiful campus.
I haven't been by. I'm going to have to go by
Gorgeous.
and see it. Okay, I got to go see it now
Gorgeous.
because it's around the corner.
Huge.
You know,
it's
I
like
was
a
at
university.
48th and St. Andrews, so right around the corner.
Man,
yeah, I'm right around the corner.
Matter of fact, that's what
that's what I'm saying.
Tracy
right
Meyer and all them
the
cats lives over. Yeah, man.
Now there's something that I heard yesterday that I'm kind of shocked by that Byron Scott had said. He said that he could actually see Kobe Bryant signing an extension after next year for the Lakers.
No.
I mean, I'm saying to myself, I knew he didn't say that.
No.
Well, I think what he's commenting on is that Kobe's one of these folks that's on cutting edge physical fitness, and if he takes care of himself, see, because the only thing that stopped him was the catastrophic Achilles, and then from there it was a series of things after that,
Right.
probably related to that.
Okay.
But if he takes the time off,
Right.
and repairs what's wrong,
Right.
because you can do that to a great degree.
Right.
Yeah, but you got to remember his age.
That's
But he
age,
hasn't
but I'm
played in
saying
2
he's-
years.
He's going to.
I had the same
still-
injury. I had the same injury at 36. Okay?
What did you do about it, though?
At 36, I came
You
back.
couldn't
I came back the following year stronger because in most cases with your Achilles, it actually heals stronger, but it does take a year.
At least.
Now,
Yeah.
the other physical attributes dealing with the body, he's going to have to deal with because those are also getting old. This is a nagging
right,
stuff.
right.
Now, if he signs that, the only way that I could see that is that they take down his minutes.
That's what
because
they'll
you
do.
got to
Oh, yeah.
remember
Yeah.
the position in which he plays is brutal.
Yes.
Right.
Is Kobe gonna
And
let
they're
that
getting younger every day.
Yeah.
Didn't Byron Scott know that at the
But
beginning of the season?
that's what they're talking about. Next year, they're
Kobe gonna let
saying
that
he'll
happen,
be. Well, they say if he comes
Like
back.
you said, Harry just said, is Kobe going to let that happen?
If he
Because
comes back-
there's competitive nature in him, just as all of us, and we step on that floor, the bottom line is we want to get the job done. Okay,
I
that's the
believe
bottom
that
line.
if
That's
he
what happened with
decides
MJ
he's going to
Wizards.
come back and he understands where he is physically, it's with compromise. You know, if he says, this is where I am in life, I'm a 26
Talking
minute.
about Kobe.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about Kobe, but we're talking about him being a realist and a person that evolves.
Well, you know
True.
what? I have to piggyback.
I agree with him.
I have to piggyback on what Cordell is saying is because in your maturation, you know, you have to at some point you recognize that you have to make adjustments. And the things that you Bill Russell said it better than anybody that's ever put it. I'll never forget it. It was a Wide World of Sports interview with Jane Kennedy. And she asked him if he was a basketball player, and he said, whenever anybody asks me that, I always tell them no because I always felt as though basketball is something that I do. It's not who I am.
Signify, right?
And he says, to me, basketball is like a beautiful woman that I fell in love with, but she only likes younger guys. So...
You know what? There you go. That's something up right there.
Now,
there you go.
if Kobe, in harmony with what Cordell was saying, is if you take the love of what it is you have and you realize that you're going to have to make adjustments, and that he feels as though, and Byron has opened the door with that by saying that he could be an influence, a positive influence, potentially to help me as a coach on the floor or from the bench or do a transition.
That I can see.
You know what I'm
that
saying?
I understand.
That's
And so,
for a purpose.
he felt he
For a
could be a
purpose, though.
mentoring
Yeah, that
situation.
I understand. But
You
see,
know?
again, we're looking at what I'm saying is how Kobe's been over the year. Now, we all understand as we get older, we have to change. It's called life. It does. Your knees are not the same. Your elbows are not. You don't have that lift anymore.
Yeah.
So you got to find ways to get it right. Now, if he would come back in that capacity, as you would say, be more of a leader on the floor, that vocal guy in the locker room for younger guys who can respect, that I could see.
But there'll be a purpose for that if there's winning a championship. I don't think they have any type of pieces around them to be a championship contender.
I'm with you on that. I don't see that happening for years. You know,
Yeah,
so
that's a tough call, man, and that's a good point, KC. But then there's at the same token, you're still a Laker, and you don't quit, you don't give up. You hope that you can just make the, you know,
what about the Knicks? What about the Knicks?
We had this conversation
This
the
is
other
my
day.
thing about Crenshaw. Coach West won with whatever he had.
That's
it didn't
right.
matter. And so I feel as though that an NBA team, there are some NBA teams, man, you know, some collegiate teams, man. How many times have you walked in a gym and you looked at some guys and said, these guys can't play, and you wonder how they're still hanging in there because they're a team in their cohesiveness. So
Atlanta Hawks.
if he
Atlanta
can be
Hawks,
able to come to the table and find some continuity and get guys to believe and go to war for him, I think that it could be a mixture. And in his defense, I will say this. I watched Kobe basically run Shaq out of town.
Right.
You know, and like at the risk of, I'm not even going to go to the playoffs the next year because I'm, you know, wah. But he's grown. he's grown in so many ways. I mean, it's taken a while. It's been a progression, but he really has come, and I'll have to say, loved the game in ways that I never thought that was possible.
But excuse me, I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but he has the dubious distinction of missing more shots than anyone in NBA history.
That's okay.
That right there, you have to remember, he's played on some bad teams too.
I understand that.
Okay,
I'm
in
talking
between
about
the time.
In the history of the NBA.
Understandable, but look at the position he plays. Okay, he's a two guard. That's your job to put the ball up. Okay,
well,
I don't fault him for that because
shooters don't stop shooting.
We don't stop, dude.
Shooters don't stop shooting.
I don't stop shooting if I miss.
Without any kind of animosity,
but I want to piggyback on you.
I can just say that he's the biggest ball hog I've ever seen.
I want to piggyback on what you said real quick.
Gary's going to close out the show. Final word, Gary.
Okay, I want to piggyback on what DeJuan said really quick about being a Laker. Not everybody can be a Laker. Okay, and we talked about that the other night. So if Kobe comes in and wants to help in that capacity, get to the front office, Kobe, and tell them and show them who can really be a Laker. Stop bringing in these guys that can't be Lakers, because to be a Laker means something.
That's a good point.
But what about cats like Paul Gasol, who was a Laker, and he wasn't playing well? Now he's with the Bulls, and he's an all-star.
But he was still playing well with the Lakers.
But he was still playing well with the Lakers, and that's the media.
Yeah, he was still.
They drove him out of here, man. Check his numbers, dude. He's an all-star this year.
Right.
Similar numbers.
He was a Laker.
Yeah, but his last couple of years.
We got to shut it down.
Okay.
Thanks, Sonny. We miss you. We'll see you next week.
Much love, Sonny. Thanks for having us.
Sonny.
Thanks, Sonny.
I see what you're doing, yeah, I see what you go through. Put my lighter in the air, the truth is you're beautiful, 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 beautiful. Now put your lighter in the air for us. Everybody singing together, sing a new song. Put your lighter in the air for love.